Hey, you're listening to the Good Pod Guide with me, Lauren Windle. I'm going to give you the lowdown on some of the biggest podcasts, as well as some hidden gems, to help you find your next great listen. Guys, I have totally just sorted out my snack situation after weeks of just shoveling handfuls of dry fruit and fibre in my mouth while I'm recording these. I have now found salt and vinegar crisps from the Co-op own brand section, and they are like next level incredible vinegary. So if you're in the UK and anywhere near a Co-op, highly recommend. In fact, this is such good value for you guys because not only are you getting podcast recommendations, but now also savoury snacks. So try them and let me know what you think. So good. I'm out of my comfort zone today, and I don't mind saying it because we are talking about geek history lessons. So I've had to rely heavily on Felix, a member of the Good Pod Guide team, who has shed a bit of light on this one for me. So geek history lessons run you through all you need to know about the history of fictional characters, like Spider-Man, for example, but also general comic booky pop culture issues like how to write sci-fi based on real science. This is, as specified, not really my thing, but I do want to be open to it. And I'm not saying that I'm better than the comic book fans who this appeals to. You know, I have my own inner nerdiness too. I like nothing more than spending an evening with a killer Sudoku book and an episode of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple. It just so happens that this isn't my personal brand of geek. Co-hosts are a guy called Jason, who does DC All Access, DC Comics weekly web show. And I'm kind of picturing one of those guys from The Big Bang Theory when I talk about him. And also Ashley, who is a Canadian actor and writer. And they have got an undeniable on-air chemistry, and they do bounce off each other really well. It's weekly, and there are so many episodes in their back catalogue, more than 350. And once again, this is CSPP. So classic successful podcast pattern, where they start off at about 30 to 45 minutes an episode, and now they are well into the region of an hour plus. It's a weekly show, and there is a huge back catalogue with more than 350 episodes. And once again, we've got the CSPP, so the classic successful podcast pattern, where episodes start at around 30 to 45 minutes, and they are now well into the region of an hour plus. Do you know what? This happens so often with podcasts that I feel like it would save me more time if you guys just assumed that everyone's done this. And I'll just tell you the ones that haven't, because it is pretty much industry standard from what I can see. Although they're not the worst, to be fair. If you are up to date with the newly released and highly anticipated series on BBC Plus, WandaVision, which I have to admit, I'm not, but thankfully for all of us, Felix is, then like me, not me, like him, you're probably itching to learn about the origins of this fictional character. The character was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Both of these writers created almost all of the original characters in the Marvel comics. Scarlet Witch, who is Wanda, is a powerful icon to female readers and is arguably one of the most powerful characters in the X-Men universe, but she hasn't ever starred in her own comic book series. And this is all the sort of stuff that they go into on the podcast. Also, we really liked episode 312, which features a guest spot with Mr. Sam Humphries, who joined the team to discuss the best DC animated shows and share his sort of inside knowledge. Another excellent episode, and I actually do find this really interesting. Not that the other stuff isn't interesting, but this is more like my brand of interesting, is where they have someone talk through the history of Pixar, and they explain about their sort of peer review system that they have in-house, which is called the Pixar Brain Trust, where they review each other's creative materials, and each story is in development for a minimum of 4 years, which I did not know. So if this is your type of thing, unlike me, and you enjoy comic books and all of this kind of stuff, then my understanding is that you will also enjoy this podcast. You're going to need to have a bucket handy before you listen to this next episode to pick up the massive name I'm about to drop. I explain to you why myself and singing songwriting sensation Sia are actually old pals. For more info on the Good Pod Guide, check out the show notes. Also, if you've liked what you've heard, like, subscribe, and leave a positive review. It makes a big difference.